This video contains discussion and depiction of suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello YouTube, it is Ian, and welcome back to the Homestuck Epilogues. And today I am joined by...
J-Train.
You get the man himself here in person.
Yeah. I liked this one comment that we got that was just like, Jay's like Persephone. He has to spend at least 3 months of the year out on his solo channel.
Yep. Gotcha. Fucking hell, man.
That's why we took that break during that one time. Which time did we take a break? We took multiple breaks, but we took that one, wasn't it like a month-long break? We took like a month-long break, didn't we?
Did we take a month-long break?
I swore it was like a few weeks at least.
I think the maximum break we've taken was 2 weeks.
Well, maybe it was 2 weeks. Anyhow, 2 weeks is how long I spent on my solo channel that I obviously did so many things on. No, I didn't.
Of course. Anyways,
what did I do on a solo channel?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Play Call of Duty? Play Call of Duty? I haven't touched Call of Duty.
I know you can't do that here, so.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Anyways, last time, Dave and John was having a very important conversation about Dave's feelings and about how he's got feelings for both Karkat and Jade.
And Karkat.
And we talked a little bit about the idea of polyamory and
polygamy. Am I right, guys?
And I'm not completely sold, but at the same time, I could see this developing to a point where I'm sold.
Yeah, but wouldn't the other two have to be interested in each other at the same time?
For sure. But did you see Jade?
That's true. Jade obviously wants it.
Yeah, and Karkat wants Dave, so.
Karkat's just trying to vibe, dude.
So we'll see how that progresses. Anyways, perspective is switching over to Jane and Jake, who last we checked in with, Jane was drunk and tried to basically confess to Jake, but Jake, being the dense idiot, was like, I hope you find someone like that someday. So yeah, but now we're heading back over there. So did you want to take this page, or do you want me to?
You can take this. And you can take the first page at least.
Gotcha.
Then I'll take the rest of them for the rest of the epilogues.
Of course, all of the rest of the pages. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, by the way, it's worth noting in the physical copy, I'm on page 69 right now.
Hey, funny number.
Jake wakes up to the unfamiliar feeling of a cheek on his chest and a thigh slung over his stomach. Aww. Jane is sleeping on Jake.
She's like, you dense idiot, I'm still going to sleep on you. Not with you, but on you.
Using people's chests as pillows is very, very nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that waking up to limbs entwined with some fleeting dalliance was an unfamiliar sensation by any means, but this time something seems off. He's afraid to open his eyes because he can't remember the last few days. Oh,
he's been drunk for multiple days.
Oh my god, the very last thing. How does he know it's been multiple days?
That's a good question.
The very last thing he does remember, if any of his recollections are to be trusted, is corking open a bottle of alchemized Merlot at 9 a.m.
Merlot!
We did talk about that. And then doing a brisk session of target practice, which was interrupted by oh, fuck. Jake's eyes snap open. His ceiling looks the same as it always does, if a bit tizzy, with the eye-splitting headache sending nails of pain through his skull. The gold-flecked flowers carved into his wood-paneled ceiling glitter in the morning light. Jake stares very hard at them because he does not want to look down to confirm his worst fears. But his worst fears are confirmed for him without him having to do anything, unfortunately, which seems par for the course. Good morning.
Uh-oh.
Jane sits up in the bed and stretches her arms over her head. Her body is a perfect hourglass in naked profile. Oh! Jake's eyes trace the curve of her spine against his will. They linger on the dip above her hips. Her hair is tousled, and she's not wearing her glasses. Jake actually has to catch his breath at the sight of her. It's not her attractiveness that was ever in question. It's everything else about the situation which is the problem.
Jade, what in the blazes happened?
She turns to face him, giggling into her hand. Why, Jake, I would imagine that you are practiced enough at sexual congress at this point that I shouldn't have to explain it to you.
Jane, I'm quite aware of my reputation, but I'm not some loose strumpet who enters into relations thoughtlessly.
Oh, lighten up. Jane blinks and touches a hand to her collarbone, like she doesn't quite recognize herself. Oh dear, did you hear what I just said?
Lighten up?
It's been quite a while since I've thought that way. It feels freeing to say. Lighten up, Jake. The election's off. The economy is stable. Dirk is probably never going to talk to us ever again, and we just We finally fucked. Hoo hoo hoo. Oh, Jesus
Christ.
Did
we indeed fuck? What was it? Merely playing honky tonky with a digit, or did we do the old gamahoosh? Or even where's the head beard splitting?
What the fuck, Jake?
What the fuck is beard splitting?
I don't know what any of that means, but Jake, we definitely did it all. Jesus Christ! What the fuck, man?
What the fuck?
This is not good.
Don't you love whenever you get fucking...
PSA, when you're drunk, don't do this.
Yeah, and whenever the other guy seems confused, don't like continue to like harass him. Especially that.
She crawls towards him with a goofy smile, padding along unsteadily because she can't see shit without her spectacles. Jake shoots up in bed and scuttles all the way back until his shoulders hit the frame. Something catches the corner of his eye, and he swivels his head to see the trickster lollipop on the bedside table. Oh boy. It sits like evidence at a murder scene beneath an empty bottle of vodka and far more sets of underwear than the number of people accounted for in this room.
Oh no! No way.
Oh boy.
Mary Jane, what the heck are you doing under there? Sorry, Mary Jane was just going, and I was just like, yeah, that's exactly how they sounded whenever they did the whole... Thanks, Mary Jane. Thank you for the, what's the word, like...
The commentary?
Commentary, yeah. The input. Thank you, MJ. But, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So, did she drug him with a fucking lollipop?
That's a good question. I hope not.
Jane's about to... No.
Jake says, but Jane shuts him up with a finger over his lips. She slides into his lap and settles her bottom into the space between his thighs. There's a blanket between the lurid parts of their naked bodies, but Jake cannot rightly move unless he wishes to be dearly compromised. He stutters through several objections, but Jane is plucking all his strings quite mercilessly. He feels like a snake about to be necked by a mongoose.
What's the meaning of the lollipop? I thought we agreed never to use trickster mode when we were unsupervised.
What? The lollipop was your idea. Oh, boy.
I must protest, Jane. That does not seem like something that I would agree to in a right state of mind.
Well, I'm not sure either of us were exactly in the right state of mind, to be honest. We, had quite a bit to drink over the course of the day, and one thing led to another.
Led to partaking in scandalous confections?
I don't know what to tell you, Jake. I'm not pulling your leg. In fact, you were the one doing the vigorous leg pulling last night.
Criminy!
Jane's expression falls. She'd been feeling quite buoyed, after a night of jolly, if inebriated, fun. But Jake does not seem to share her enthusiasm.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't even fucking remember it.
Yeah. Dear me, was that innuendo a bit too much? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this.
No, it's not that, Jane. All this feels wrong. Now I don't want you to get the wrong idea here. You're a dear friend and I care for you deeply, but I think what happened between us might have merely been the result of profound inebriation.
Jake regrets the statement as soon as the words leave his mouth. Jane looks absolutely crushed, devastated, like Jake just ripped the rug out from underneath her entire universe. What? Are you saying everything we did, it meant nothing to you?
That isn't what I meant, Jane. I simply...
Jane stares up at him, her eyes so bright that they're practically clear, like tropical water on a sunny day. She looks like girls do right before they're about to cry. Jake. Oh, how could he deny her anything?
Was I... Oh, no, Jake, buddy boy. This is not the right plan. You're not doing the right thing here. It feels like the right thing, but you're not doing the right thing here, buddy boy. What was I even saying? I'm being terribly foolish. Sure, we have overdone it a bit on the substance, perhaps, but you know what? To hell with it. I might not remember everything that happened last night, but I'm sure my passions wouldn't lead me astray. You've always been a lovely girl, Jane, and you've become an even lovelier woman. Why, it's surprised this didn't happen sooner. May as well just go with it. Oh, no!
It's not the most rousing speech Jake's ever given, but it seems satisfactory enough for Jane. He releases a tremendously relieved sigh when Jane breaks into a smile. Oh, Jake. He flails when she kisses him, but this time there's no doubt he hasn't said no.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Guys, fucking stand up for yourselves. I don't know exactly what Jake's feeling in this situation. I almost said scenario. I said scenario, Jake. But, like... Stand up for yourself. Don't do anything you don't want to. Like, yes, it sucks when you have to hurt people's feelings, but But
it's better than being upset yourself, dude.
But seriously, stand up for yourself. Be like, hey, you're a great person, you're a great friend, but like, I don't like you in that way, you know, and like it can hurt to break people's heart like that, but like.
But it's better than like it's worse for them if you like fake do it.
Fake it for a long time, yeah.
Exactly, because then they'll just feel that much comes more out.
Then, yeah, exactly. So don't do what Jake did, or what Jay did. Don't do what either of those two did.
Exactly.
All right. Well, next page, man.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Wait. Fuck. So Dave, Gamzee. Do you want me to read this page?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have some fun with that dialogue.
And you could be Dave and Gamzee.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Gotcha. I guess we'll just decide who reads the page as like a character.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of like back and forth. Dave and Dirk don't talk that much about the heavy stuff. They don't need to. Dave can hear his brother's voice in his head. Not like literally, that would be insane, but Dave knows what his bro's like. Dirk, or a version of him, instilled in Dave a way of living and thinking that would, for better or worse, persist far beyond the first 13 years of his upbringing. And even on Earthsea, it'd be kind of tough to say the dude's general overbearing demeanor wasn't sufficient to perpetuate the conditioning. So it's rare he has to guess what Dirk would say he should do. But when it comes to the boondoggle involved with triangulating his interpersonal relationships with Jade and Karkat, Dave is shooting blanks. He has no idea what to do, no idea what to say, and for once, the ghost in his head doesn't either. Once he might have expected the end of the haunting to come as relief. But now that he finally sits quietly in his own mind, with nothing but his meager faculties to guide his hand, the silence is deafening. There's no time to waste, so he flies directly to his bro's studio. He needs this. He needs his bro to tell him what to do. Whatever issues the guy might have, Dave has always been able to count on Dirk to give him, as Jake might say, the solid dick. Oh.
I don't want Sweet Alabama to start blasting. Please, 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 please.
Dave knocks on the door loud, but there's no answer. Nothing when he calls out Dirk's name either. Then he tries the knob and the door swings open.
Hey bro, are you there?
Still no answer. Dave lets himself in. It's not like his bro would actually mind. They're family after all.
Bro, hey.
Silence throughout the studio. Dave starts flitting from room to room, checking for any signs of Dirk. This is strange. The guy doesn't usually go out to do things, unless those things are actively being televised.
Dude, are you, gone? I have something I really need to talk to you about.
Dave all but jumps out of his skin with a shriek when he turns to find the last individual in the world he ever expected or wanted to see.
Jesus fuck. Hey, what's shaking, my man? Gamzee, what the fuck? God, I think I shit my pants.
Wait,
sorry to hear that, my fine brother.
Does Dave know that Gamzee's back yet?
No. No. I think he saw him whenever he was talking to John, because remember, Gamzee was still standing outside the window.
Yeah, you're right.
Gamzee, what the fuck are you doing here? Do you follow me here? Nah, man, I've been waiting for you. Honk. Oh, that's so much better. Why the fuck are you doing that? Because I'm here to bring you the good news. The news of what? The news of me, my motherfucker. I'm here to help you get all up and redeemed from your wicked sins, put on a real arc to salvation, honk.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god. What up, fucking sins? Where's Dirk? No need to worry about him. You're gonna get what's best for you. He told me that. And I'm gonna make sure his wish makes life like a motherfucking miracle and gets true. Honk! Did I just walk into a horror movie? Did my bro get fucking axe murdered by a clown? Jesus Christ, don't tell me his body's down in the basement right now. You don't got any need to go and concern yourself with his mortal flesh body out here in the candy cane whirlpool beyond the infinite black wink of the wicked singularity, my ninja. A sack of meat and bones in one life or the next is only a means to the final totality that will damn and raise all of us in brilliant apotheosis.
I can't say you're wrong, but...
And the one true life, we all flow from the one true pen, and every head rolls down the path to the one true hand. What the fuck did any of that mean? Are you drunk? Never mind, I don't give a shit. Out of my way, Pagliacci.
No, according to his typing quirk, he's high, not drunk.
God, that's so much fun. Yeah. It's so much fun being Gamzee, and then Dave just been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's so much fun. I love reading these characters.
Dave has had enough of this buffoon. He pushes Gamzee aside, and the clown goes absolutely flying into one of Dirk's messy workbenches. The vagrant jester ricochets off disorganized piles of scrap metal and anime paraphernalia like a Tony Hawk jackass, clipping and flopping into an unending oblivion of pain. The circus circus ruckus starts a vicious Rube Goldberg machine of cartoon physics, knocking every cinder block, crusty puppet, and Japanese sword in a tornado's radius off balance, and avalanching them catastrophically onto the hapless clown's torso. Oh my god, I love that.
He's being pummeled by everything in the room.
Dave gives only a second glance to the ludicrous pandemonium. He blows open the door to the stairwell and heads down, bracing himself for the worst. But he doesn't find Dirk in the basement either. The only thing of note is a slumped figure in the center of the storage room, covered in a thin sheet. Oh. Dave approaches it and rips it off to discover... Wait, what is this? It's obviously a robot, but it's a complete mess. The form is feminine, but the head is still bald, and the face is no cover, revealing its skull-like interior. The body doesn't have any proper protective plating yet, so it's all a mess of wires and loose mechanical bits. Clearly a work in progress, but Dave can't help but wonder what exactly it is Dirk's been working on here. Then Dave notices the note. It's carefully folded in the limp palm of the robot's hand. His heart jumps into his throat, and something in his stomach drops. Oh no. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Jesus
Jesus Christ. Your name is Dirk Strider, and you know what you must do. Decision was made the moment John chose his course. The world has been set on a path that you cannot tread. You stand between the Carapacian bell tower, poised to climb to the top. You brought nothing with you but a long length of rope coiled in your steady fist. It's the only thing that you need.
Okay, first of all, Jay,
is Dirk about to hang himself?
Yeah, but I think I was right.
Dirk knows.
The reason at the beginning when Dirk was like, "Shit, we got to cancel everything,"
is because he knows
he sensed John picked candy.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Okay.
So he's just gonna fucking hang himself.
It seems that way.
That's not okay.
No, it's really not okay. Great. Do you want to read this whole page? Or do you want
No, I can go ahead
switch?
and get it. I don't think it's a big deal. Unless you want to switch. All's good.
I don't care.
Do not hesitate. Your legs feel impressively powerful as you begin to climb the staircase, two steps at a time. There's nothing of consequence but your singular task. You left a note, but you don't expect any of your friends to understand. It's not important that they do. A flip of the cosmic coin has rendered your entire life completely inessential. What can you accomplish in a dead-end existence like this? There are no stakes, no meaningful challenges, no structures or themes, only residual chemical reaction in a dying brain. A physical system's obligate, I guess? Compulsion to exhaust its own lingering momentum. A cockroach with its head cut off, waiting to die of thirst. I can't believe they're fucking killing off Dirk. Halfway up the tower, you take flight. Every second you waste here is a drain on the concept of existence itself. You whip up the hollow vertical shaft at the center of the spiraling staircase and erupt into the air beneath the bell. You land on the ledge overlooking the Carapace Kingdom below and cast a cursory glance over the landscape beneath you. It's beautiful scenery, is a comical illusion of no matter to you.
Couple things. First of all, I completely just didn't point out that we're on Epilogue 3 now.
Oh.
I just completely didn't see that at first. Second of all, I'm guessing Dirk's gonna be quite a different role than Meat then.
Yeah.
Because Dirk was clearly planning something for Meat.
I'd like to hope that he had something better planned because I need more Dirk.
And
that is completely and utterly fucked, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. Actually, there's another thing that I was going to say, but I completely forgot what it was.
Yeah, but wait. I want to know. How the fuck is this going to work as a god tier? Will this count as a just death?
That's a good question.
Or in this weird reality where they're outside of canon, does it even fucking matter? I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to keep looking.
That's a good question, yeah.
Get to work. Your hands move methodically to fashion the hangman's noose. It's a gesture you've practiced well. You bunch a section of the rope into an S and loop the end of the rope around its middle. 7 wraps and you're done. You tie it off at the bottom and then tug the rope taut. The corrosion has already begun. You can feel all the gears slowing, all the intricate unseen mechanisms coming unhinged from their mooring and drifting apart. Your friends might derive some sense of fulfillment from satisfying the elementary obligations of self-preservation and self-propagation. There's nothing here for you. It doesn't matter anymore. There's a beam across the opening in the face of the bell that will serve as a convenient anchor for the rope. You toss the noose over the beam and then rise to fasten the knot. You ensure that it is secure. There can be no mistakes. You touch back down on the ledge of the tower. You bring the noose over your head and pull it tight. Your choice is not between that of life and death. It is between an ignominious Ignominious.
I should probably Google this because I can.
Ignominious.
Deserving of causing public disgrace or shame.
Ignominious, believe, is probably...
Ignominious, indeed, according to the
Okay,
Google.
cool. Ignominious dissolution at the hands of entropy, and one final act of relevance that can bequeath your meager energies to the cosmic well from whence they came. In a certain sense, you've never felt so free. Kill yourself.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Wow.
Yeah, this is,
Holy shit.
This is real.
Wait, what if it doesn't work, but he keeps hanging himself till it does?
Did I...
What if because if the fucking thing doesn't agree with him, then he can just keep hanging himself over and over and over until it does. Right?
Yeah.
Theoretically. Which is even more fucked than just going ahead and hanging yourself anyway.
Sorry, suicide's just... Okay, let's just read this.
Suicide is incredibly awful. You jump, a meaningful death would of course be quick, brutal, and expeditious descent, a splash of crimson at the base of the bell tower, a body that looks otherwise intact if you don't flip it over to see the dark, mottled bruises where the fetid septic blood is beginning to pool. Made certain that the rope was long enough for the velocity of your fall to immediately decapitate you. Slices through the air with a vicious whipping sound, unspooling it even silk smooth to rotation. Just as your epiphany occurred at sunset, your death must occur at sunrise to complete the Ouroboros of a symbological harmonic resonance that is your personal art. It's the very last moment of narratively consequential action that will happen in this whole barren world. The few Carapacians unfortunate enough to have left their homes this early in the morning will remember the moment forever, but in reality it lasts only a half a second. The noise your cervical spine makes when it sunders to indescribably gruesome. Fuck! Many of the bystanders who witness your death will later attempt to recount it, but there really are no words that can adequately express the sound someone makes when they die. It's a phenomenon that happens on two levels. First, there is the literal termination of organic processes, which is to say, the destruction of the meat. Then follow the dissolution of the ego. And you have quite the ego to dissolve, one that has flown so high above the forest that not only can it long to see the trees, it cannot even conceive of the trees as a material substance with objective meaning. Yours is a singularity of narcissism, an endlessly recursive existence so dense that it has no choice but to sprawl out so much further than the boundaries of its person in any given universe or timeline. Once cut off from that, become unbearably dispensable from a purely utilitarian perspective. Killing yourself is the greatest gift you could give this dying world. A valorous sacrifice, the likes of which this place will never experience again. If your severed head could speak, it might say you're welcome, but even then maybe it wouldn't. It might not care enough to give the shower room, even that basic courtesy. We may never know. Your severed head remains suspended in the loop of the noose tied under your jaw while your limp body bounces off the sides of the bell tower and tumbles through the grass. Screams sound from below. The horrified Carapacian bystanders scatter and run. Your body tumbles down the side of the hill, spraying blood from its neck in a volume that makes the foot of the tower look like the scene of a massacre. Your heart keeps beating well after you're dead. It keeps beating until every drop of blood is forced from your corpse. Sea of gore drenching the earth beneath the scene of your demise. Your body doesn't get up and your head doesn't open its eyes. When you think so little of yourself as a moral character, any act of self-termination will end in a death that's just.
That is just. Okay.
Woo! Alright, that first thing. It's just when it comes to suicide and all that, I know this is like a big plot thing, but in general, I know people feel this, right? And I just think
the way they describe this,
is incredibly realistic to some people, like thinking that they're inconsequential.
Minus the timeline shit. But
yeah, of course, but like not everybody has cool time powers. Yeah. But like when it comes down to it, human beings who are listening to this, if you're going through a horrible time, if you relate to this even slightly, I just need you to know that you are consequential. And so at least one person in your life is going to feel it.
Yeah, and you can
always
reach out to people.
There's always people to reach out to. There's plenty of people. There's suicide hotline, stuff like
honestly,
that.
like from a purely like realistic perspective, like, you know, like there's no reason not to. Like, I know it could be scary, but like especially if you already plan to commit suicide, then what's the harm in just trying one more time? Just being
exactly.
Like, hey, just give it, you know. And I know it's not that easy.
Yeah,
but if you think about it that way, it might help you.
Like it's a lot easier.
It's much easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
but
it's
you know, it's one of those things where it's just like you can do it. You can just try that one more time, and it literally would make no difference if it doesn't work for you, if you haven't changed your mind, which I think is doubtful. I think that's not going to happen. I think talking to somebody is very helpful, but if it doesn't do anything, then it didn't change the situation at all, and I guess continue with it, but don't do it. I mean, it's hard to explain my thought process here. It's just like there's no reason not to talk to someone beforehand, just from a purely realistic perspective, but also like seriously, you're loved, and you can always talk to people. You can always talk to me if you want to. I'm always open for that. Also, links to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is in the description, as well as the Trevor Project.
Yeah.
I've not talked about the Trevor Project at all. I put it in the description of the Physical Liberty video.
It's a very good.
Yeah,
like,
it's a similar thing, but it focuses more on LGBTQ youth.
But still, if that, it's still a really good resource in general.
It's very good, yeah.
I just need to say this from a purely moral standpoint. I would like to say that you are loved, and at least, and I know it may not feel like it. May feel like your entire life sucks, and you keep getting hit harder and harder and harder. And like, what's the point? And everything doesn't make any sense. And I understand it. It's just the world's gonna feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can hear. Yeah, okay, I have not talked about this on the channel, but I think I will bring it up. So if any of you guys remember, back in January, we took a week off, kind of a last minute, because I lost my great grandmother, right? And she was old. She died of natural causes. But the day after her funeral, I lost one of my dad's cousins to suicide. He hung himself in the basement of his sister's house, because that's where he was living at the time. Mm-hmm. And he was super close with his grandparents, because his parents weren't super good at really being there for him. And my great-grandmother was his last grandparent. And I can't begin to know what was going on in his head. But it was just such a, and I wasn't necessarily super close with him. I've talked to him like every family gathering, but like just like any other family member who I was like related to but didn't know super well, my dad's cousin, but he was cool, and what's crazy, the crazy thing is going to 2 funerals in the same month, and for 2 very, very different reasons. One was a celebration of someone who died of old age after a long life, and one was one that was tragically cut short. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy, the different atmospheres. Like the first one, people were sad, but it was a family gathering, basically. People could talk to each other about things, talk about the memories they had with my great grandmother, because she was 94, Mm-hmm. With my dad's cousin, he was like, I think he was 30 or younger. And it was so crazy. Nobody said a word, other than like talking about specific things. Nobody, it was so crazy. And like, and I didn't necessarily know him too well. Right. But that's just what I mean is that's the kind of stuff that others will feel for you. I promise, if someone's going through this and they're thinking about it, like, it may not be the best way, the best reason you can have, and you should work to like want to live yourself, but at the very least think about how other people will feel, and if you don't want to hurt no longer, well, by doing that you're making you're hurting your entire family, which is not to say that people who do this are malicious or want to hurt people. Sometimes they just lose the battle, and it's really hard to and it's really hard to talk about. It's really hard, and you can't blame anybody for it. But just if you're still mulling it over in your head, then think about it. Think about how you'll make your family feel, even those you don't talk to very often. Because I know I felt it. And think about how you'll make your friends feel.
Yeah, it's just like I know that some people like they feel like their family's horrible and they hate them and that they don't care about them and stuff. But there's always at least somebody. Whether it's a teacher, whether it's just a friend, whether it's anybody, like people in your life are gonna feel it.
Yeah,
and that's what needs to be known. It's just like
So
your life is for sure consequential, no matter how inconsequential it feels. No matter what you want to think about the grand scheme of things or whatever, there's at least I'd like to say at least 5 people that would feel it on a very personal level.
Yeah, I think that's a good like a minimum number for everybody. You know, I think it's very rare to find yourself in a situation where that's not the case.
Exactly. I was just thinking like just in general, but even if it is less than that, then there's gonna be people that are gonna miss the fact that they didn't get to meet you.
There's even regulars at Starbucks, you know, like, because I work there, obviously, and, like, there are regulars that come in every day, and I know their drinks, you know, it's like, oh, I hear their voice, and I'm like, oh, you know, your venti triple skinny vanilla cappuccino with, you know, bone dry, no milk in it, you know, it's like, I know their quirks, I know their drinks and all that, and, you know, and I would be so sad if I learned that one of them passed away.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I don't even know them very well. They're just someone who makes my day a little brighter when they come into Starbucks and get their drink, you know? It's like...
Exactly. It's just like, even if it doesn't feel like people actually, like, pay attention, but people do. They really do. And people feel things. And there's a lot of really good, empathetic people that will be 100% willing to hear you out and whatever you've got going on. Sorry, this is like a really long tangent, but it's important.
It's important.
It's very important, which it just needs to be known.
Yeah.
I think, is that everything we need to say on that?
I think so, yeah. Make sure you check out the resources in the description.
Definitely. You are loved, and that's...
And even if you're not currently going through this, then it's good to know, it's good to have on hand to help people.
Exactly. That way, if you even feel like it a little bit, because I know how that is. And I know how...
even if you're not, like, committing to it, even if you're just thinking about suicide, is just, like, suicidal thoughts, you know, those intrusive thoughts, it's good to talk to someone.
Because that can always escalate really way quicker than you could think.
Yeah. And those hotlines are there for you to talk to. Never feel bad for using them, you know?
Never think, another person deserves this more than I do, because that's not how that works.
No, the resource is made so that as many people, like, that everybody can get help, you know? So, yeah.
Anyhow, when it comes to Dirk's death specifically, that's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, I am... obviously it's fucked. I'm like the storytelling, though, and I'm hurt by it. I don't, like... That's the thing. It's, like, I can see why this shit upset people, you know? But I like the way they did it, you know? And I like, the story of it, but it is really tragic. And
it's really tragic, and I hate
accurate.
It's horrifying and accurate, and I love the writers so much because of how well they were able to portray that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. It just like, and the way that they did Dirk's death, it's not that I wanted him to die, but they did it the best that they possibly could, because
hell yeah.
Because you feel that.
I remember the other thing that I wanted to say. Dave said that he had Dirk's like ghost in his head, which is totally a Splinter thing. I didn't say it at the time, but I thought about it, right?
Yeah.
Is Dirk's ghost gone in his head because he's dead?
Oh,
Is that a direct correlation? Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, me neither. Anyways, next page. We're probably gonna have to still talk about this, but you know. Okay, wait. A lot of Dave dialogue.
Wait, Gamzee knew.
Hmm.
With the way the Gamzee was talking in the page before that.
Yeah.
Right. I know that that's random, but think about it. It's just like as soon as he brought up Dirk. Don't worry about his. Don't concern yourself with his mortal flesh body out here in the beginning became whirlpool beyond this infinite black link of the wicked singular.
Yeah, but above that, I didn't even process this.
Don't
but
worry about it. You're gonna get what's best for you. He told me that.
He told me that.
Sure, his wishes makes life a motherfucking miracle gets true.
Oh my god, Dirk talked to Gamzee first and was like, hey,
this is what happened. This is what's gonna happen.
He told me this. You're gonna get what's best for you. He told me this, and I'm gonna make sure his wish makes like a motherfucking miracle and gets true.
Because
Gamzee, fucking hell, man. Gamzee being a morally gray bro for fucking Dirk and helping him achieve his wish.
And the weird thing with Gamzee right now, right, is I don't know how morally gray he is right now.
I mean,
throughout the story, he's been very gray.
Yeah, I think right now he's 100% helping people.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, currently, his current mindset is helping people, but we don't know where that's going to go from here.
Yeah, we don't know where that's going to go, and it probably doesn't necessarily, like, you know, if he'd probably still kill somebody if somebody wanted him to. You know, it's like, it's like I don't think he actually has a sense of morals in terms of helping people. He just wants to help people at this point. He's like, I don't know. That's at least my interpretation. Because, a good friend would try to talk Dirk out of it. I don't think Gamzee tried to talk Dirk out of it.
No, I think Gamzee was probably more just like,
okay, all right, I'll help you.
It's like, all right, I'll help you, and I'll make sure that your wishes are carried out.
Yeah, which is
which is
a
good
thing to do as a last resort. But
I
don't think Gamzee tried.
That's true. But then again, I don't think even if he had, that would have done anything.
Probably not. But
because Dirk was just like, everything's inconsequential now. I don't give a fuck. I'm done.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Right. So this page we got Gamzee, John, Roxy, Dave, and okay. So who do you want to read the page?
You can read the page. It seems like a lot of my big characters are talking a lot.
Gotcha. The rain is coming down in sheets. It rains just seldom enough on this idyllic world that most of its inhabitants are conditioned to leave their homes without umbrellas. And today they're paying for it. The press clamors at the edges of the funeral procession, getting soaked to the bone. Oh, there's a funeral. And/or exoskeleton. John ducks his head away from the flash cameras, still uncomfortable with his position among the pallbearers.
Oh shit, this is the funeral.
Yeah, I was a pallbearer at my great-grandma's funeral. He didn't know Dirk that well, but he couldn't refuse a direct request from a grieving bro. He ventures a glance at Dave, who is at the front of the line carrying a smaller casket containing Dirk's decapitated head. Oh my god, it's fucking second casket. The actual casket's unusually heavy, not just because Jane insisted on having it crafted from the finest quality timber on the planet, but also because, for some unfathomable reason, Dirk is going to be buried with every single one of his shitty anime swords. It would be absurd it would be absurd were it not so tragic and possibly also predictable. Gamzee fumbles with this corner of the casket when it comes time to set it down in the cathedral, upsets the balance of the whole thing, and sends it careening down so hard that the nose of it crashes right through the stage.
Oops, motherfuckers.
Oops.
You can just be Roxy.
Okay. It's fine, Gams. Accidents happen. John presses his mouth into a flat line. He looks at Dirk's casket, sitting diagonally in a hole in the floor, and popped about 13% of the way open. A few shitty swords seem to have made a valiant effort to escape, but didn't quite make it all the way. He looks at Dave, who appears even more stoic than usual. Aww.
Fuck.
With his wet hair plastered to his forehead. I feel the worst for Dave.
Yeah, because that's his brother.
Yeah, and, he was gonna get his advice, and he looks at Roxy, who is staring at the floor, rather beside herself in grief. Yeah, Roxy would be... Oh, fuck. Fuck, Jay. All of these characters...
They're all feeling it.
Seriously, all of the alpha kids would feel this so much. What is Jake thinking about this?
Exactly.
Fuck. He looks at Roxy, who is staring at the floor, rather beside herself in grief. Then finally looks back at Gamzee, who offers 2 dubiously sympathetic whoops in response. Today is not the day to push it, he thinks to himself. He forces a smile, kisses Roxy on the cheek. Oh, wait.
So him and Roxy, that's weird. What's going on with them?
Whose perspective is this?
This is John's.
Oh, this is John. Okay. Oh, yeah, duh. Okay. I'm just being stupid. Kisses Roxy on the cheek and goes to take his seat in the front row of the pews. At the back of the nave, devastated fans of Rumble into Pumpkin Patch are trying to force their way inside. Oh my god, is that one of Dirk's things?
Yeah, that's just probably his creative thing. Remember they were talking about wrestling at one point and how they all wanted to wrestle certain things? I think that's what that was.
Gotcha, devastated fans, yeah. Forced her inside, past the barrier of reporters. Jane drags Jake off by the wrists to deal with them as Roxy approaches the pulpit, looking miserably ghost-like in her violet mourning clothes.
Dude, that's the thing about whenever, fucking famous people die, especially, is that their funerals aren't at all personal.
That's why I think I like it.
Of 80
I like it better when they do their family funeral before they even tell people that they're dead.
I think it should do a family funeral, and if people need a funeral, it should be like a public event that they have.
There should be a family funeral,
and then a
with
fan
visitation
funeral.
In the body and everything, and then there should be a fan wake.
Yeah,
or
a fan wake would be way better.
Tribute or something.
Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't know that there's going to be like a funeral going on, and whenever they get there, like people would be swarming that shit, and it's not right whenever
their families don't deserve that.
Yeah, exactly. Like whenever if I die famous, which I obviously will, but
of course,
because I'm like an absolute musical genius and entertainer. And it's just like, sorry, I'm not meaning to joke about that, but like, I don't want it to be one of those things where my family sits there and just being mobbed by reporters and crazy shit, being like, hey, what are your thoughts on your son's death?
Yeah, that's why
or your
especially...
husband's, or your, you know?
Yeah. I think that's why especially I think it's good for famous people to, like, have a funeral before people know they're dead.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put that in my will.
Just because, it's like... Because, especially if you got the money, too, then it's not like you have to wait for an opening,
Yeah.
Which is stupid, it's weird to say, but, like, that's important when it comes to news not getting out,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that way, after that funeral, then the family can go home, have time to grieve on their own, and
then they can post it on their socials or whatever.
Somebody associated with them, maybe a friend rather than like a family member, would be able to set up the whole like fan stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like after that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I definitely see that here. Anyways.
Sorry, I just found that interesting to think about.
No, certainly it is interesting. Hey, thanks everyone for joining me today. She folds her hands in front of her. Her earrings light up as the reporters at the back take about 6 million pictures of her tear-stained face.
Fuck.
She sniffs, then hawks back a whole mouthful of snot. The sound is very much in contrast with the delicate feminine manner with which she tugs a tissue out of her modest cleavage in order to dab at her eyes.
Dude, that's so fucked.
Well,
I hate paparazzi.
Now that I'm up here, it's like... I don't know. I have no idea what to say. Of course she doesn't. Dirk was her first BFF, her first love, and at one time the only other human being left on Earth. She rolls the wet tissue between her fingers. And I guess that's because there is nothing to say. There's no words to describe how he felt about Dirk Strider, and even though he left a note that had hella words on it, they might as well just been saying nothing, which is just like Dirk, I guess. To leave us with a load of bullshit and no idea why he did what he did. So I'm just gonna say that I'm glad that he was in my life, and give it over to someone who's way more eloquent than me. Dave gets to his feet. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh fuck, this is... Uh-oh.
Dave gets to his feet, unwinding his fingers from Jade's. He walks to the pulpit with his usual smoothness, but pauses beneath the giant stained glass window to run the heel of his palm under his shades. The camera bulbs start clacking away like crazy. John whirls around in his seat to glare at the reporters, putting a finger to his mouth to shush them. He watches a tiny, white carapace chest guy sheepishly press the flash button on his camera as quietly as possible. It takes Dave a moment to gather himself when he reaches the lectern, but when he speaks, his voice is steady and even.
Oh, this is about to hit me in my feels.
Yeah.
I know it. Fuck, I hate all this shit. Oh, this hits me. Hey guys, want to apologize in advance because it's about to get realer than the 3/4 of a corpse I'm standing about 2 feet from right now. I mean, I totally hate to ruin everyone's mood on a day where we've gathered to think deep thoughts about how one of us just went and fucking offed themselves. Not like we're going to be stumbling through our lives constantly experiencing intrusive thoughts about this specific event or anything. Hey, remember what our good old pal Dirk looked like with no head? Pretty hard to forget it since getting decapitated was like his third favorite hobby. So it's not so much the body that's the problem, but the sort of existential realization of finality, I guess. Though I ain't gonna lie, the body's starting to stink. Sorry, all that shit I said was a load of absolute bull, meant to deflect from the fact that I'm pretty shook about this. I used to do that a lot, like basically every time I open my mouth. Most of you know this, but I had a kind of shitty childhood. Not gonna get into details, but long story short, it was technically my good old bro dad here's fault. Not a specific version of him, but the one I grew up with was he was...
Dave hesitates. His voice might be cracking, but it's subtle.
He was just an absolute bastard, no offense to the dead. Yeah, okay, sure, he taught me a ton of shit that if we're being generous was in theory useful, but he didn't give me a single solitary shit about raising a well-adjusted kid, or raising a kid in general. I was more like his disciple, and all that mattered was his grand design or whatever, what the fuck ever. And I know Dirk struggled with, the idea that he could eventually become that kind of person, or even worse, that he was somehow cosmically fated to become that person no matter what he wanted or did to prevent it. That's probably how he managed to off himself in the first place, considering how the mechanics of God tiers work. Maybe he'd been struggling with that the whole time we've been here on the Earth's sea. Who knows with him? He was already so inside his head, I can't even imagine what insane trains of thought led him to decide that this was his only option. But I don't think he wants us beating ourselves up about it, or torturing ourselves trying to figure out what it fucking meant. Jake, ESP? What does ESP mean?
Especially.
Especially Jake, Roxy, and Jake, Jane, and Roxy. He loved you guys and wouldn't do anything to hurt you. Well, not intentionally, I mean. Anyway, all that shit about my bro, I'm over that. Like, as much as you can get over it. There's a subconscious response to certain stimuli you can't exactly rewire. The conscious part of my brain is all like, shit, dude, I feel great. What the fuck is hypervigilance? I love being alive and having all these friends who care about me and don't beat the shit out of me every day of my life, etc. And part of that's because I got to be friends with Dirk. It was great getting to know this rad version of my childhood guardian who wasn't completely batshit insane, and like just chill with him, about shoot the shit and freestyle or debate dumb crap without it being a federal fucking issue. More than that, he treated me like I was on the level with him. He let me give him shit for being a pretentious blowhard every day of his life, which I did, but despite that, I looked up to him. The way I always felt I should have been looking up to my bro. The way I wanted to look up to my bro but couldn't. Dirk taught me so much shit I didn't know I needed from him. I mean, picking up Dirk's opinion was unavoidable if you ever hung out with him, considering he never shut his fucking mouth. But I'm glad he didn't. He taught me about combat, philosophy, life, and I'm sure had he not killed himself, the literal day I was finally gonna ask him romantic advice. He would have taught me how to love too. Shit. So in the end, I really got no idea how the fuck I'm supposed to feel right now. But that's probably okay, right? Like, it's okay to not know how to feel when someone dies. It's okay to not have all the answers. I wish Dirk were still alive so I could tell him that. But he's not, so...
Oh, God. I'm crying. That made me cry.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because I feel that's exactly how I felt when my great-grandma died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cried a lot, but at the same time, I just didn't know how to feel.
That's usually how it works.
And I still don't really know. Like I know she's gone, but, like, at the same time, when I think, oh, yeah, she's just, at that house or something, it's like... It's such a weird thought still when someone goes, and I understand exactly what Dave's saying here, and it just hits me.
I agree. Sorry, I was just getting my blinds up. Fucking blinds operate or else I will cause these blinds to commit seppuku. Not the time for that kind of jokes, but you know what I mean. Ah, fuck. Dude, come the fuck on. Blinds do not cooperate. But, yeah, that's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
Yes, just fucking work with me, fucking blinds. Please? There we go. Sorry about that. But, like, I don't know. It's really weird. Because it feels like sometimes... I don't know, it feels like I've experienced grief on a weird level, but never, like, of course I've had a bunch of people around me die, like my mom's mom died, and my grandpa, her dad died, and I've just, like...
Yeah, my mom's parents died when I was very young, so I didn't really get to grieve.
Yeah, like, my mom's mom was a big drug addict, so she wasn't ever really in my life because my mom didn't want that. And my mom's dad was dead before I was even born. It just, like, I've never really felt, like, any, like, grief where it was, like, personal to a point where, like, I actually felt it. Like, it's never been, like, my brother. It's never been, like, it's never been my fucking... Yeah. Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't had it that personally.
Sorry, one second, my fucking shit came unplugged. I fucking love wires and how fucking well they work. Alright, we're good.
Yeah, I think, like, I get you. I also haven't had it that close. Like, I mean, my great-grandmother was super close, but not, like, nearly as close as it could have been.
Exactly.
Like, I've gone to her house every holiday. I just, she lived down the street from my grandparents, so I just walk over there and say hi sometimes,
Yeah.
And I miss her. I wasn't super close with her. I wish I was closer with her. But she'd come to my band concerts sometimes, and I'd go shopping with her and my grandma sometimes. They love to go shopping together.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, no, I haven't had anything closer. Like if either of my grandparents die, it would be crazy because I've lived with them for years. If my parents, obviously, if many siblings, like that would hit that I can't imagine. The way I felt about my great grandmother was like more. I felt more than I expected to, so I can't imagine what would happen if it was someone closer.
It's just like the idea of like someone really close in my life, like one day just not being there. It's just like the most horrifying thing I could ever think of.
Yeah, I agree. No longer being able to send them something cool that you found, or
it's just like not being able to send them or talk to them. Because like I've had people in my life who've gotten to the point where I wasn't able to talk to them anymore, right? But I was able to remedy one of those recently.
Yeah.
What it's like.
Even then, it's you know that you have hope.
Yeah, you can still hope for it.
Exists,
but if that entire thing was just cut off, like what if, God forbid, like my best friend in the entire world just fucking died?
Yeah, which like could happen. Like,
which could happen. I'm not saying that it couldn't, but I'm just thinking about it for a second. No, just like the hypothetical situation, I would be devastated beyond belief.
You. Same.
If one day I woke up and at least you won't even have to be that close to me. If you're one person in my life. In general, I'm gonna feel it like a fucking train.
Do you know what the scariest thing to me is?
What?
An internet friend dying and me not being able to know.
Yeah.
Someone like you or some of our friends in the Discord server, and they just stop talking, and it's like, what happened? And I just wouldn't know.
What do you think I thought? I know it was an awful thought, but like there was a point where you just stopped talking in general, and that's fair enough. That was a long time ago.
That was literally over a year ago.
That was over a year ago now, yeah. But it was the most terrifying experience in the world because that thought crossed my mind. I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I think that's the scariest thing.
It's just like one day someone could just up and just die,
and I'd have no way to know.
Yeah.
Nobody would know to contact me. You know, it's not like I know them.
It's not like
their person.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like we met. But, like, we did, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, yeah, none of their friends or family know who I am, you know, it's like, nobody would think to contact me. That's the scariest thing to me is someone that I talk to online only, never met in person, you know.
Yeah.
Because I just wouldn't know.
Exactly, and that's awful.
And it's the only thing that's worse than, like, knowing somebody committed suicide or something is...
Not knowing.
Not knowing what the fuck happened to them.
Anyhow... That was a really dark way to get off topic.
Yeah.
But did you say that
that's the kind of video.
Yeah.
I did not.
Let's run that.
Okay. All right. Dave takes a deep, shuddering breath and actually takes off his shades to wipe away the tears that are pooling on his eyelashes.
I guess that's all I got to say about that.
Jake is openly weeping by the time the speech is over, his face buried in Jane's breast. Oh my god. She's remarkably composed, looking more irritated than anything that her gentleman companion is getting snot all over her attractively tailored power suit. Dave leaves the stage, face turned away from the glare of the camera lights, and Roxy takes her place at the pulpit once again. Anyone else have a eulogy they'd like to give? I think the best way we can honor Dirk's memory at this point is to spew an untold number of words into the void, as many as we fucking can. Rose, who had been staring off into space with a peculiar expression on her face during Dave's speech, snaps to attention. She brushes Kanaya's hand off her lap and goes to stand, but is interrupted by the horrible squelching sound of Gamzee lumbering to his feet in his wet, oversized boots. He saunters up to the pulpit with the precise, lazy gait of one who's grown far too comfortable with a lifelong tendency of unwittingly inspiring others' contempt, and braces his arms on either side of the lectern. If inside this church there were an adjacent room full of wet dogs eating garbage, everyone in attendance would run to that room immediately to escape the stench emanating from the smiling clown. Suddenly, his expression distorts to become something which can only be described as a leer.
Oh, no, Gamzee, don't do this. Gamzee, no. No, buddy. No. He can't just do this, can he?
I mean, Rose opened it up to the audience. I mean, Roxy opened it up to the audience.
This is fucked.
Yeah.
What's up on this most righteous and frowny of days, my bitches? Oh my god, no one wants to hear anything you have to say, Gamzee. You still got it, brother, my motherfucker of comedy in the prey block. That mirthful noise y'all holler still slaps my mang. It's not a fucking joke.
Okay, wait. Gamzee might talk about something that Dirk told him, though.
True, but Carcat is not having it.
Carcat's not I'm not happy either. But that might happen, which would make it a little better, I think. Because it wouldn't just be him trying to make a ruckus, but it would actually be like a reason he'd be up there. That's what I hope, anyways. Gamzee clears his throat quite loudly and abruptly, sending ear-shattering echoes throughout the church. It sounds like someone just threw a toilet in a wood chipper.
God fucking damn it.
A toilet in a wood chipper? What a fucking specific example of something that would sound horrible.
Like a toilet in a fucking wood chipper. Dude, that sounds
Yeah.
Just like the shattering of fucking porcelain.
Oh god. Either that or the fucking gears breaking or the like the saw breaking or whatever. Oh god.
Oh dear god. Ninjas and gentle hoes. We gather up at this shrine of worship to whatever false idols or messiahs these homies get their devotion on for. But that's okay. Because we're motherfucking unified today. No matter what our bad and different beliefs say at us or our piety pans. We come in celebration of the life and death of the one and only a truly choice piece of man bitch whom I hardly ever knew, the Dirkster. Boo! And you might be up and wondering, what place have I got all orating on the subject of the legend of this fine fellow? It's a good question, my merfolk brothers. I may not be all up and learned about his life, but I've got deep spiritual connections to his death. Just so happened that fate brought me to his doorstep on the very day that he went and motherfucking choked it off at the neck. One of the most spiritually awakening moments of my life. In such a short time, he taught me so much. This was no coincidence. It was a higher power guiding my path. These powers made sure that I would be there to receive a great warrior's final message and relay it to you on this dark and dreary day of death. Honk!
The clown thrusts his hand somewhere beneath the waistband of his pants and starts obscenely rooting around. He retrieves a piece of paper, crumpled and soaked from the rain outside, and attempts to smooth it out of the lectern. The wet paper breaks apart immediately beneath the over's clown paws.
Ah, shiz, I guess I gotta up and wing it.
Dirk's close friends in the audience look on with anxious anticipation, eager to hear whatever important message Dirk had apparently handed down to Gamzee to be passed on. John can't seem to find the optimism himself. Gamzee draws a big fat breath and begins to speak.
You ever wake up and sit down to drop a fat one in the load gaper, but your flesh body just ain't ready to go and duke it out yet? No! Is he comparing the fact that Dirk thought that there was no fucking purpose to life to constipation? This motherfucker!
Oh my god, this is beautiful. It's so good.
Dude, this is fun.
The clown's words hung heavily in the air. He scans the crowd, silent for an uncomfortable while, as if his question wasn't rhetorical and he were expecting an answer that will never come.
That's what life was for the D-Man. A man born with a purpose, a plan, but the wicked ways of this world stole that away from him.
It goes on like this for some time. Members of the audience ride out the clown's eulogy with an admirable sense of grit and determination, though visibly reacting with full-body spasms every time the preacher issues another punctuating honk or deeply inappropriate turn of phrase. Carcat continues heckling him all throughout, and at one point delivers no less than 30 uninterrupted instances of the phrase, "fuck you." Throughout most of the eulogy, Roxy continues attempting to urge others to settle down and give him a chance. Based on many endorsements, she's heard of his spiritual oration skills. But even she gives up on this effort when one especially boisterous honk results in Gamzee knocking over the lectern entirely. But she does not bother to pick up. Instead, he proceeds with his eulogy as if nothing happened, while openly scratching an itch beneath his codpiece. At this point, Dave has had enough and exits the church. Carcat follows him. Gamzee inhales deeply, preparing to launch into what quite possibly will be the full body of his speech, rather than one or two mercifully concluding remarks. Roxy stands up and begins clapping loudly to bring a heroic end to the elocutionary horror show.
God, that was awful.
Wow, wasn't that just great, folks? Wow, just wow. I knew this guy wouldn't let us down. Bravo. Damn, I feel like if I ever heard another word this guy ever said, that'd be fine, because that was all so perfect. Anything more would only dampen this perfect memory he gave us. Take a bow, Gamzee, and then, oh, yeah, the exit's that way. She nudges Jake. Hey, dude, can you get up there and say something as, like, a palate cleanser? He was your best bro. Come on, man. Surely you got something in your heart to say.
Oh, okay.
Hey, everybody. It's Jake's turn. He's got a few words you'd like to say about our dear departed buddy. Oh, for fuck's sake. John mutters a few imprecations under his breath and gets up before Jake can take the stage. He's concerned about Dave and heads for the exit, beating Gamzee there, easily. Gamzee's strolling so leisurely, in fact, he's barely even made it off the stage yet.
God damn it.
John pushes out into the churchyard. The rain has receded into a light drizzle, which is nice. Much less like being, that's two beings, right? I'm not going crazy.
Wait.
That's incorrectly spelled.
Where? Wait, he looked around. I don't.
Yeah, John pushes into the churchyard. The first indentation. The rain is receding into the drizzle, much less being trapped. Blah, blah, blah.
Much less like being trapped in a high pressure.
Much less like being trapped.
No, there's not multiple beings on my screen.
There is definitely. I can see it on your screen.
Much less like being... Oh, there are multiple beings.
Jesus.
Much less like being trapped in a... Oh, I guess that's a typo.
Yeah. Hussie, what the fuck?
No, this wasn't
Jesus,
Hussie who
man.
wrote this.
Hussie helped. There were many editors. Come on, guys. Okay. I'm just joking. Anyways, being trapped in a high-pressure shower and more like being sprayed with a plant mister. He looks around the largely decorative graveyard and spots Dave and Karkat huddled together beneath an eave of the churchyard walls. John begins to move towards them, but stops when he notices how close together they're standing. Dave's got his suit jacket unbuttoned and pulled over Karkat's head to shield him from the rain. Karkat's the one talking. His caterpillar's eyebrows furrowed, but his gaze soft. Whatever he's saying makes Dave turn his face away, but Karkat winds a hand in his shirt and tugs him in, forces him to make eye contact. They both go still, seeming to finally realize how close their faces have gotten, how Karkat's fingers are brushing down the length of Dave's torso. Dave dips down so that their noses are bumping. Aww. Karkat's eyes are so wide it's amazing they don't pop out. For a moment it looks like they're going to... John sneezes. Dave and Karkat jump apart like opposing magnets. Oops. Hi guys. John waves dopily in hopes that he doesn't look as buffoonish and mortified as he feels. Dave and Karkat are still staring at each other from the corners of their eyes, warily. Something silent and tense passes between them. They make a quick recovery.
Hey. See, even you couldn't bear Gamzee's asinine, brutal, and 100% non-consensual assault on your listening creators, and also the basic decency which sapient beings apparently owe to one another on this planet.
No, actually, I listened to the entire thing. I have no idea why I did that. Now I have this whole memory in my head that I could definitely live without. I was just worried because you didn't come back. Dave, are you okay? Dave glances at Karkat again. He smiles. It's a sad smile, but it's there.
Yeah, well, no, but it's okay to not be okay about the specific thing, I think. So for once, I think I'm having, like, a totally unironically normal emotional reaction to a thing, which loops around back to being okay. In fact, I'm probs the okayest I've ever been, objectively.
Are you sure?
That was half 100 words to express a 3-letter sentiment. I'd say he's doing fine.
Because I was thinking... John chews the inside of his mouth and blinks down at his hand. Now that he's paused to think a little, what he's about to offer is a pretty weird way to console a friend after the death of a loved one. Oh, shit. Do you want me to go back? Dave quirks an eyebrow.
Oh, no, John, that's the wrong thing to say. That is the wrong... If there was ever a more wrong thing to say, I don't think that there is. That is not what you want, buddy boy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's different considering that he actually can. But yeah, no, that's oof.
Go back?
With my retcon powers, I could go back and stop him.
Dude.
Dave says at the same time that Karkat shouts.
John!
What?
Do you have an inch of goddamn sense in that thick fucking skull of yours?
What?
John, come on, what are my powers?
Time travel?
So you don't think I would have already done that if I thought it was a good idea?
Well, okay, yeah, obviously, but if you did do it, we wouldn't even know right now because it would have just made a new timeline where Dirk didn't kill himself. That's how time travel works, right?
And, well, actually...
Dave makes a wavy hand gesture that implies he's about to jump into a rant about causality or whatever. John cuts him off. But if I retcon it, then it's like it never even happened. We wouldn't even had to have this horrible funeral after all.
I don't know, dude, that's a little fucked up, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, Dirk was a complicated guy. Dude obviously had his reason for doing what he did. If you go back and just rewrite his decision, that's like denying him a personal autonomy.
Huh. I didn't think about it that way. John frowns. Dave opens his mouth to say something else, but he's cut off by Jade poking her head out of the church window. Dave, Roxy's wondering where you are.
Oh yeah, be right there.
What about you, Carcat? You coming?
Yes, God, can't a man stand on a moist and dreary piece of religious property to help console his main bro? Jesus, fuck, God forbid we upset the carefully orchestrated funeral programming, which just featured a segment wherein a deeply unpopular town pissed himself in front of clamoring paparazzi.
Oh, Lord, you dumb baby. Carcat, it looks to me like you're the one third wheeling Dave and John's... You're the one third wheeling Dave and John's poignant pro times. So, why don't you get your butt... Oh, the one third wheeling. Okay, I can read. There's a line break there, and it's...
Fine!
But on over here. Carcat stomps back towards the church, bickering with Jade his way across the graveyard. Dave adjusts his shades and puts his hand on John's shoulder.
John, I get what you were trying to do, but it's okay, dude. I'm okay.
John nods, swallowing hard. His throat is dry all of a sudden. Dave turns and walks back into the church. Once John is absolutely sure Dave is gone, he closes his eyes, breathes in deep through the nose, and raises both his hands. Nothing happens. John cracks one eye open. It's been a while since he's tried to, well, anything more complicated than going out for dinner, to be honest. Has he just forgotten how to invoke his game powers? Do the windy thing, he thinks to himself. A brisk breeze howls through the graveyard, rustling some leaves off a nearby tree. Nope, that's all good. Do the retcon thing? He thinks much, much harder than he thought about doing the last thing. Still nothing. That's weird. It was working just the other day. He stares at his hands so hard that his head starts to hurt. So hard that he doesn't hear the footsteps sloshing through the wet grass behind him. When Roxy taps him on the shoulder, he yelps and shoots 6 feet up into the air. Did you want to take over Roxy, or do you want me to read it?
I mean, you're good if you want to take her.
Okay. I'll be with John. It's just me. John spins around to greet her. He hides his hands behind his back, like he was doing something bad with them, which I guess he was, kind of. Roxy shields her eyes against the rain and laughs. Doing okay up there, B? I'm fine. Wait, B? Yeah, like short for babe, because you're my baby. Oh, right. Oh my god. That's cute. John feels himself flush and runs an awkward hand through his hair. He's still a little embarrassed to show affection in public places like this. He slips a hand into the small of Roxy's back and feels a pang of guilt about what he saw transpire between Dave and Carcat earlier. Is Dave okay? Yeah, I guess. Are you okay? Yeah. Her gaze gets distant as she stares at something over John's shoulder. Whatever she's thinking about, it tugs a soft smile across her face. Yeah, actually I'm more than okay, because I've been thinking. Oh? Roxy starts dancing her fingers up John's chest. About you and me and this. She bops him on the nose. Aw. Hey, John, we should get hitched.
No.
First of all, bad time, to be honest. Maybe not at, your first BFF and first love's funeral, in your own words. But, like, that's such a Roxy way to say it.
Why you hitch?
Rather than will you marry me, it's like, why you hitch? Oh my god, alright. John stares at where Roxy's finger is still pressing down on his nose and goes a little cross-eyed as his brain tries to process what she just said. What? What? John, come on, marry me. Like, John looks around at the graveyard nervously. Right now? Hell me out totes, we're already at church and everything. Oh my god. John? Oh my god, are you serious? Roxy starts laughing so hard she has to wipe away a tear. She leans in to give John a chaste kiss on the lips. No, lol, Johnny, take everything so literally. It's fucking adorbs. Is that why you want to marry me? Yeah. I'm off the charts with all my jokes and shit, and I gotta even all that out with this, like, huge helping of clueless nerd. Roxy. Okay, but let's be serious here, her moment. I actually do love that you're so earnest. It's cute as fuck, and also I always knew where I stand with you. No, Roxy. Besides, this whole thing with Dirk, it's made me realize that even though we're immortal, we're not necessarily gonna live forever. Life's too short to not spend every moment with the one you love. Ah!
Uh-oh. 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 This is not what you love to hear, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't gonna end very well for your boy.
I really hope this ends well, but I kind of they're not setting it up for it to end well. Not the characters, but the writing.
Mm-hmm.
That word that hits John like a sucker punch to the gut. He goes breathless of shock, adrenaline pumping through him, his blood rushing in his ears. When he speaks, his voice is hoarse. You love me? Yeah, John, I love you. I want to marry you and spend the rest of my life with you and pop out a bunch of little cute little buck-toothed babies with you. Oh, wow, Roxy, that's a lot. Well, you don't gotta answer right now. Just know what's on the table. He doesn't know what to think. He so doesn't know what to think that he so doesn't know what to think that he's spiraling inside his head, shaking all over, damp with sweat. Something about this doesn't feel right. Like just a few weeks ago, Roxy was happy with Calliope, and now she wants to have his babies? John feels like he's missing something important here, like he went for a bathroom break during the part of a movie where the plot twist happens. He should give Roxy some time. Get himself some space. It's all happened so fast that it's suffocating. On the other hand, isn't that how love's supposed to feel? Like a quick plunge into cold water? A feeling that grows unexamined and then gets so big that the realization washes over you like a wave?
True.
Roxy's unbearably beautiful with moisture clinging to her eyelashes and a smile that she's only smiling because of how much she likes him. She likes him so much that she wants to be around him every single day. John's stomach feels like it's doing pirouettes. His hands come up around Roxy's shoulders and keep going until he's cupping her face with both hands. He starts giggling. Okay, let's do it. Roxy waggles her eyebrows. Ooh, you want to do it? Yeah, yeah, that too. But I meant about the getting married thing. Let's do that. Let's totally get married. Jesus Christ.
No, why are you doing this right now? Your buddy just fucking...
I mean, I understand Roxy's reason, but like, she probably should have waited a day,
At least a day, dude.
But I understand why Roxy was, Roxy's like, yeah, Dirk's death kind of made me realize that I shouldn't, life's too short, even though we're immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good sentiment, but I feel like she should have waited until tomorrow, Yeah. Roxy practically attacks John's mouth. She's so excited. That's one way to word that. John shuts his eyes and kisses her back. She is still giddy and laughing against her lips. She kisses him until they're both breathless and pulls back so they can gaze at him with glittering eyes. OMG, we're gonna be so freaking happy. That's, a flag, that they might not be happy. Oh, epilogue 4. We're gonna end the video here.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
But shit, man.
Okay, that's kind of terrifying how short Epilogue 3 was than Epilogue 4. How many epilogues are there again? 8?
There's 8, yeah. Well, 2 was long.
2 was really long.
1 was 3 chapters. 3 was 2 chapters, which means that 2 was 10 chapters.
You mean pages, right?
Sure, pages. Whatever the Candy 16 thing means. Yeah, pages, I guess. But yeah, so that was the fucking Dirk death episode.
I'm gonna go back. That way,
because the first page today was Jane and Jake, I guess. So the second page was Dave learning about this shit. So
we had ourselves some fun, right?
Wow,
there, folks.
That was part 3. I think we're back on track in terms of finishing. If we actually manage to do it, this is a good pace because this is our 3rd episode of Candy, and we finished 3 epilogues. So currently we're on track, but I don't know how long the rest of it's gonna take us.
Yeah. What if the rest of it's as short as this? I'm assuming it won't be. But what if it was?
Doubt it, but it's possible, yeah. And we'll just go to meet, I guess. Anyways.
What if we just, get really freaking fast?
Right? Anyways, man, that was a lot.
No shit. Hit me like a fucking train this episode. Holy shit.
Yeah. I feel it. I really do.
Probably should have known this was gonna happen.
No, I don't think. I mean, I guess that was an idea from the beginning. It probably even crossed my mind, anyways, with the Dirk Jane conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just flipped back. It says, "Hey Jane, bad news. Cancel everything." Excuse me, what? All plans cancel them. It's over. What's over, Dirk? I just told you everything because we're canceling it. Yeah, are you quite okay? Yeah, I'm cool. You sound terrible. It's unlike you to call quits on a caper like this without offering a lengthy diatribe on it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, lengthy diatribes are over too if they're canceled. I don't understand. Don't worry about it. Just do what I say. And I think that's the only time we heard from Dirk this entire book.
Yeah. All the way up until we saw him doing the deed.
The perspective, yeah.
Fuck.
That was dark. I think we handled it well though. Yeah. So again, links in the description, resources and stuff, because they're important. And yeah, I don't know what else to say on the matter.
Like a fucking train, dude.
I feel you.
I didn't like that.
No. I mean, I liked it in terms of writing.
Writing wise, that was incredible. But just like the things that they're going on, it's just like, why?
Was suicide of the content warnings?
I assume it was. That'd probably be the biggest one, in my opinion, so far.
Yeah. God, I have this awful feeling that every single content warning is true.
I hope not.
I mean, it seems like, yeah, suicide right there. Yep, I'm quite worried that every single one is true.
Oh man, that was a lot. I'm just sitting here like that was a fucking...
Jay's self-sacrifice is another one, which is what Dirk said about it.
Yep.
Fuck. I hope that's what it means. I hope it's about Dirk. And nobody else dies. Fuck. Okay, well, Dirk's gonna play a bigger role in Meets, my guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not gone from the story forever.
Yeah.
But shit.
But that was still a fucking lot. This is the non-canon thing that happens, though. So all this, it doesn't really matter in the end.
I doubt it's not going to matter, though. That's the thing, right? Because I feel like this wouldn't... Like, why explore this if it doesn't matter?
That might be the whole point.
I honestly don't think so. Simply because of the reading... They were called both halves of the same story, and reading Candy to Meat is a different experience than Meat to Candy. So I'm assuming near the end, they're going to relate. That's my guess.
Fair enough.
But
what
at
if
the
neither
beginning,
of them matter?
At the beginning, they're going to be totally different. Like, if we started reading Meat now, even, it would just be a completely different story, you know? But my guess is by the end of it, they're going to kind of relate. Like, there's going to be something at the end of Candy that relates to Meat, and something at the Meat that relates to Candy, and... Because I don't know, because there's Homestuck Squared, which is actually supposed to take place after this, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know when that takes place. Is that, like, oh, it's just in the Meat timeline, or it's just in the Candy timeline, or if it's just, like... Or if both timelines matter, you know, that's my question. But I guess we'll learn in time. We'll figure it out. But for now, I think that's it. You have anything left to say for this video, or?
God, I'm just like hit. You know what I mean?
I feel ya.
That's just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
Anyways, then.
Run the outro.
If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. It would be greatly appreciated, and subscribe so you don't miss when these episodes come out in the future. And make sure you join our Discord server because it's a really nice place to hang out and talk to people. And also, it's a great way to get my information to talk to me. You can always DM me about anything, at least for now. Maybe if we ever go bigger, then it might be a little bit more of an issue. But especially for now, you're totally good to message me. I'll respond to you with the best I can. And that being said, like, yeah, also follow us on Twitter because Jay's been tweeting on there, and also follow us on TikTok because I've been doing stuff on there. All those links are in the description.
I hate hearing that. I hate hearing that. Please never say the word TikTok in my presence ever again. Just edit it in at the end of every video.
TikTok goes the clock. What? I'm just singing the Kesha song. It's fine.
Fucking Kesha, man. Why are you singing Kesha of all fucking people? Yeah, since when do you even know who Kesha is?
Jay, listen. I know about certain things in terms of pop music. I just haven't listened to much pop music. And honestly, the main reason I know Kesha is because of TikTok. Because a YouTuber I watched made a Majora's Mask parody of TikTok.
God, you're the worst.
Let me find her here.
I hate you. Please stop.
Majora's Mask lyrics. Let's see if I can remember. Cause I think TikTok goes the clock because the minute gonna stop is one of the lines.
Anyhow, you should probably run the outro, run the rest of it, or was that at the end?
No, I didn't finish the outro yet. Oh, here we go. Found it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not what you thought it was.
Nope, that's just the song. I want the lyrics. No lyrics? Fine, okay. Anyways, already said the TikTok stuff. So yeah. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Love y'all.
Later, bitches.
Bye.